So I had a call with a client yesterday, and it was, I won't get into it too much, but it'll give you a little bit of backstory of what I'm going to get into, and that is eating disorders, binging, purging, all of those things. And that was something I struggled with for a majority of my fitness journey, and obviously I'm way better now, but you know, these thoughts still creep in from time to time. And so after the call yesterday, obviously I was doing some reflecting on the call, how it went, you know, kind of what her answers are, and then progressing from that point. But it really kind of had me thinking, because I've had people say to me like, oh, you're so lean, you look so great, and this is going to come out sounding ridiculous, I know, but I have to say it. I was sitting in the shower last night, standing in the shower, not sitting, reflecting on the call I had, but reflecting on how I feel in my body and, you know, what people say to me sometimes. And it just really had me thinking, you know, I still think I look like the girl 10, 15, 20 years ago. And while I was overweight, I wasn't extremely overweight. But my ex-husband called me fat all the time. He called me thunder thighs. He called me every single thing under the fucking sun. You know, and those things stick with you for a lifetime, unfortunately. And while I could give two fucks about him, the words are always going to be there in my head. And so last night I was really reflecting and really thinking, because I'm like, God, people, oh, I know what it was too. I got a message and someone was like, oh, I think you're probably like 129 pounds. You're pretty tiny. And I'm like, tiny? I'm like, I've never thought of myself as lean. I've never thought of myself as tiny. Like, obviously I'm strong, I'm fit. But I think my mind sometimes is still stuck back to the old body and what I used to look like. And obviously that's not me. That hasn't been me for a long time. But it really, really had me thinking, especially coming off that call with a client, because she also is struggling with thoughts like that. Like, well, this is what I used to look like. And I think it's like normal to look like that. And, you know, it takes a lot of work to, number one, talk to someone about an eating disorder and or even admit it. And so, but I also think sometimes we live in these thoughts of the past or maybe even the present of someone that we're not that person anymore, but those thoughts are still there. And so, you know, the one thing I can say is I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of reflecting because I always want to be a better person every day. I always want to get my mindset better and provide more clarity in my path and what I'm supposed to do and my inspirations to people. And I really think sometimes we get in the own way with our thoughts. And so this isn't meant to go one way or the other. I'm kind of just talking because I have to get this stuff out too. I don't have a therapist right now. I have in the past, but you know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in these thoughts. I think sometimes we think like, holy shit, like you look in the mirror and it's like, that's my body. And I literally said on a post, I was like, I built that. I fucking built that with my hard work, my tears, my sweat, never giving up. But in my mind, that old Angie is still in there hovering. And so, you know, I'm going to do a little more reflecting and journaling and kind of seeing why those thoughts are still kind of floating around. So if any of you have gone through this or have these thoughts still, chime in, please. I want to know. I want to talk about this because I know I'm not the only one that probably has done this.